Welcome everybody on in. DMV, born and bred by the people, for the people. This is DC Defenders Show on United Football Media. Less of a chipper mood than we are usually in coming to you on this show. It ain't just what happened, it's how it happened. And I don't take any pleasure in the fact that we ended up being 100% correct. Everything that happened in this game this week against the Brahmas got their first win and the DC Defenders took their first loss, was the exact course of actions that I said could not happen. It was the opposite of the keys to victory that I gave. The opposite happened, and we saw the result. You cannot play sloppy football. You cannot let a team that's fighting for its life feel like it has a chance. I said Kellen Mond looked better. I said that they really like this coach, Peyton Pardee. They have a good connection with him. They're going to be coming in there kind of feeling good with a little bit of morale. Do not let them have any hope of saving their season. Whack them. Do not let them get a lead early. Make them start daydreaming about Cancun, getting the heck out of the stadium. And the opposite happened. Brahmas got out to a quick 12-0 lead. DC was completely on their heels in the beginning. Big special teams play, hooting and hollering. 13 penalties, 121 yards. Kellen Mond had his best game of the season by far. 70% completion. As much as I, get told in places that doesn't matter. It only doesn't matter for one particular player, I guess. 70% completion, touchdown. Did his thing on the ground as well. Anthony McFarland, fine player. Tavante Beckett was an absolute monster in this game. 13 tackles. Made some huge hits that are going to be on some highlight reels this year. Everything that happened was exactly as I said it should not be. Tiamu with ironically his best game of the season, 20 for 30, 62%, 300 yards and a touch. Also added 75 yards on the ground and a touch. But other than him, nobody else could get going in the running game. We had under 45 yards total rushing for everybody else on the team. And then, of course, like I said, you can't play the game in the way that we play it with ball control. Momo Sonogo, by the way, Bryce Thompson, as per usual, as we've come to know, leading tacklers of the team, did a fantastic job. The defense looked pretty darn good. Joe Wallace, again, in the middle, 5 tackles at the defensive tackle position. Whew, my guy. Great game for him. But this ball control style that the defenders are supposed to play, ball control and good defense, you will never win getting 13 penalties. It just will not happen. And that's what happened out there. We let them get up early. We let them get some morale. We let them get momentum. And then we completed and gave up 13 penalties. It ain't never going to work. It will never work that way. You will never going to win that way. So, got to clean that up. Shannon Harris looked extremely frustrated, as he should have been. Got to clean that up because we're going against a real tough team coming up this week in Arlington Renegades in a battle for first place as it now stands because we gave up this game. Tay, thoughts on the game? Thoughts on Mond having his best game? Peyton Pardee looking good. Brahmas fighting for their lives. They live to fight another day. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, the Brahmas, they did exactly what they needed to do. No one did too much. Everyone just did their job, focused on what they had to do, and they came together as a team and got a team win. I couldn't point this out to one individual player. Everyone did their part, offense, defense. They played their best game. They had to play their best game because if they didn't, they'd have been 0-4. And I don't like your chances 0-4 in the UFL. That's your season's pretty much over if you're 0-4. So they needed this one. They honestly had to play their best game. I mean, this was like a do or die game for them. So yeah, props to the Brahmas. They took care of business on the road. So yeah, I mean, they'll probably go in and win a lot more. Like the Brahmas are probably, they still have some good team in them. You could see it this week. They took down the undefeated defenders, and the defenders schematically, I feel like the defenders got out coached. The run game just wasn't there. Yeah, like we couldn't really run the ball outside of Tiamu. I don't think we want Tiamu running the ball like that. He had a great completion percentage. He was took care of the ball, 300 passing yards. So this was honestly his best game, but we didn't have a run game. So I feel like it just kind of took away from what Tiamu did, through the air. And losing Ty Scott, I think we'll be just fine. This game definitely, solidified that for me. Like if Tiamu could still throw for 300 without Ty Scott, I'm happy. So, we just have to bounce back next week, really, because it didn't look like the first 3 weeks of the season. This wasn't a good game, And then there was chances to win too. There was
sure. I mean, they were down there at the end.
Yeah, last drive, it was there was a first and goal from like the 6-yard line. That you're supposed to win that. So yeah, unfortunately, the Brahmas got it done. They got their first win. The Defenders took their first loss, but we'll just go from here week by week.
Update on our search for America's next top receiver, since that's been a topic of discussion. Chris Rowland did a pretty excellent job today. 10 targets, 7 catches for 62 yards. You cannot be mad about that performance. Cornell Powell stepping up bit by bit. Had my I was skeptical after last week's performance, but he had 3 catches on 4 targets, so can't be mad about that at all. Pass pro was real good once again. Gave up more sacks than usual, but still very good. Still a lot of completely clean pockets for Tiamu to work from. And this week he took advantage of it. I mean, I don't really got no beef with Tiamu this week. He had a couple of what the hell are you doing moments, but any quarterback's going to have that, even in the pros. My pro quarterback has those every now and again. So good job by him. Good job by the Brahmas. Hopefully, I mean, we got to get the penalties under control. The game style that we play, it just ain't never going to work. You get 13 penalties, it ain't going to work. So hopefully Coach Harris can get that locked down for next week's game. Obviously a tough one. We're going down to Arlington. Got to go to their home stadium, and the game is now 3-1 against 3-1. The battle for first place is on. Don't have odds up just yet. It is the DC Defenders at Arlington Renegades. We talked about this team a whole lot. We've always liked the Renegades. We like what they do. It's going to be a lot of the same thing. If we get back to playing defender football that we've seen the first 3 weeks, this should not be an issue at all. This is just the type of offense. As much as we love Luis Perez and respect what he's done, this is just the type of offense that this defense disrupts. These finesse side-to-side spread type offenses. Pressuring his quarterbacks, disrupting the timing. The defense has all the talent in the world to get this thing stopped up. They're feeling good about themselves, though, after a big win over the Battlehawks where they basically whooped them. They are looking better and better. This is a dangerous situation going on the road, but I just got to believe that after such a sloppy, undisciplined performance this week, this trap game that we allowed to sneak up on us, Coach Harris is going to have these guys locked the hell in. We'll be able to put everything together. We'll be able to get that Tiamu performance put together with the running game, get the penalties down to under, let's just go 7. Can we keep it to 7 penalties, fellas? Not give up a special teams touchdown. That's a huge chunk. I mean, that lost the game, basically. We lost contain. Let the Brahmas punt returner Sexton take a punt return touchdown back, and then that's the difference in the score. It's a 6-point game. So let's not do that, please. Keep that under control. And I think I have every bit of confidence we can come away with a win in this situation. But it is very dangerous. Arlington's playing for first place. They looked great against the team that everybody thought was the best team till now, I guess. They looked great against the Battlehawks. everything down there is clicking the way that we thought it would in the preseason. So it ain't going to be no easy walkover this week. I'm still going defenders, but we got to tighten it up, man. There's no two ways about it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we can't have 13 penalties this week against the Renegades. We'll definitely lose if that happens again. But yeah, we need to.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah. So we just need to play our game. I felt like we were playing the Brahmas game because we were playing from behind. So can't go down early so we can play our game. You know, we want to run the ball 30 plus times like we've been doing. And then just pass off of that. And that's been our key to win, defense. You know, doing their thing. So that's really what it has to be. They just have to play like our basic blueprint, you know, that we've been doing. You know, we don't have to do too much. You don't gotta, you know, we don't need Teamu throwing it 40, 50 times. Like 30 is fine with me. 25, 30, you know, that's fine with me. I just want to run the ball. I want to be able to run the ball. I don't want to be, you know, playing from behind because it's just never a good thing. That's not a good habit, you know, for a good team. So, yeah, you know, I'm not really worried about the Renegades, you know, at home. Like I don't think that won't affect us.
No,
you know, it other way around. That's a different story. But you know, so I do like the defenders here. This will be a tough game. I don't see us blowing them out at all. So yeah, we need this first place. So I think that'll be some motivation for the team.
Yeah, because you know, if we got a team coming into Rowdy Audi for the playoff, it's a huge lift. I mean, we'll get 20,000 damn people in that place for a playoff game, hosting a playoff game. Let's go, including possibly your hosts here. If they got a playoff game at Audi, we might have to get up in there. Both of us. I'll get you up there, Tay. We'll figure it out. That's going to be an experience. So, like, we want that. We need this first place, and you know, you just don't want to. You know, it's one thing if it's a shootout, if crazy stuff happens, but like you lose a game on giving up a punt return touchdown and 13 penalties.
Yeah, that's
and being down there on 1st and goal and not being able to cash in at the end, even with all that, even with 13 penalties, well over 100 yards in penalty yardage, and giving up a punt return touchdown, we were down there on the 1st and goal, punch it in, and we win the game off of a conversion, of course. After that would still have to happen. So you still have the chance to win even after all of those mistakes, all that sloppiness. So, you know, at least this week, if we go down to these Arlington Renegades, let's go down swinging. Let's not go down creating 13 penalties and not playing defender. That's just not the way this team plays. And some of the stuff, I don't want to get too into it too hard on some of these guys, but some of the stuff was just some of the most stupid, you know, selfish people throwing punches I almost said the F word. Sorry, Ace. Throwing punches in a 1-score game. What are you doing? What are you doing other than helping them? It's a 1-score game and we're behind. You're out there throwing punches. What? Fight between the snaps. Don't fight after the snap. Like, you got plenty of time to fight when the ball is in the air. What are you doing? Ugh. So if we go down this week to Arlington, don't go down like that. At least play defender football. And if a great player like Luis Perez and Sal Canella, if those guys in that whole crew, if they come through, then they come through. But don't go out like this. Don't go out beating yourselves and allowing, you know, a quarterback to have his best game of the season so far, because he did his thing too. I don't want to take anything away from that. Kellen Mond is starting to look like Kellen Mond. And we let him do it to what was supposed to be the best defense in the league. So let's start looking like that again next week. Please and thank you. Thank you, all of you, for tuning into the show. Again, if there's anything you want us to cover, anything you want us to dig into on this show, just holler it in the comments. We are happy to, because this show is for the people, by the people. This is the DC Defender Show on United Football Media.